Liev, how are you today? Nice to see you.
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. I'm in Italy right now, so I have my perfect couple
Ah,
book here.
at
Excuse
Venice.
the hotel backdrop in Rome.
Oh, in Rome. Okay.
In
That's good.
Rome, yes, yes. Well, congratulations to you on this series. I
Thank you.
loved it. I actually did a book club with my dad on the book, and we watched the entire series together, and we've still been texting about it. And we loved your performance as Tag Winbury. We thought you brought the character to life so well and so beautifully. So I'm
Thank
actually
you.
just curious for you, when was the last time you watched a film or a series or read a book that made you want to just discuss it with a family member or a friend?
That would probably be Across the River and Into the Trees, the Hemingway's last novel, which we shot in Venice. And for me, it was we shot it back in 2020 and during the pandemic, and it's very much a story about a guy in midlife struggling with his life. And at that time, my father was very ill with cancer, and it was something that we talked about a lot, and it was actually a really meaningful process for me.
Oh, wow. I love that story. I need to go back and rewatch that film now. I love that. Well, one of my favorite scenes in the series is when Tag is serenading Greer with the greatest love of all. You have some very funny vocal performance. Take me back to set that day and what it was like serenading Nicole in that moment.
Well, I'm glad that you thought it was funny. I actually was doing my best to sing it as well as I could. So that's kind of depressing. But yeah, it was just, I was terrified. I mean, we're on stage and there's probably 80 or 90 extras watching. And it's one of those situations where you kind of gotta let it go and go for it. Suzanne Beer, the director, was just really, really so good at setting all of these pieces up in this very sort of darkly comic and chaotic way. And it was just this scene that I just loved it so much because it felt like centrifugal force. Things had been spinning so quickly around that family, and now they were kind of falling apart and hitting the walls. And it was just a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, well, and just FYI, I did think that you were a fantastic singer. I just thought that that scene was hilarious.
You
It
know,
truly was.
thank
My
you.
dad,
No, no, no. I
yes, my
cringe every time I hear myself singing. It's one of, and I say to myself, well, that's how Tag sings. You don't sing like that. I'm
exactly.
actually quite an accomplished singer and dancer,
I
by
love
the way.
that.
Apparently,
Well, obviously, I mean, you and Nicole have known each other for so many years. How did that work in developing the chemistry between Greer and Tag? Because it is a huge part in the novel, and obviously, it's a big part here in the series as well.
it really helped to have that comfort level and sort of experience with each other. I mean, it was still awkward on that first day in that first scene when I sort of had to grab her from behind and pull her close to me. And but once we got through that, and it was like, "Is this okay?" And she was like, "Yeah, yeah, of course that's okay." And then all bets were off, and I was just so impressed with what a great improviser she is, and how spontaneous she is, and how deeply she goes. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it seems like you guys had a blast working together
Yeah.
on this. Well, last question for you. I have to ask about the Scream franchise. It's my favorite franchise. As much as I love Cotton's death in Scream 3, I wish that he was still alive so you could be in the films today. What were your favorite memories of just working on the Scream films and being in a part of that franchise?
Just what a knucklehead I was to ask them to kill me in the third one. But I thought that like the first kill was so much fun, and I said, "Oh, I want to do that." And I told Kevin and Marianne that,
Right.
and sure enough, they killed me. And I was such a knucklehead. I realized as soon as the movie came out, I was like, "Oh, that means you're not in any more of them, dum dum."
It is an iconic death, and obviously that is one of my favorite opening sequences
Yeah.
in the Scream franchise. But yes, we would love to see Cotton back where they are wrapping me again. It was so nice to chat with you, Liev, and I have to say I love Kate and Leopold too. That's another favorite romance
Thank you.
rewatch of mine.
Thank you for having me. Have fun
Thank
in
you for your
Rome.
time.